Local police say a 3-year-old accidentally shot and killed an East Alabama man this morning.
Dry and very warm weather returns back to East Alabama for the foreseeable future. We'll have the complete forecast details coming up.
Big wins are happening all around East Alabama, and one coach makes a return after being absent for a week. EAN Local News starts right now.
This segment of EAN Mobile News is brought to you by WM Grocery, located in Heflin, Wadowee, Roanoke, and in Piedmont.
Hello, we're glad you could join us. I'm Mike Studham. Lincoln police say a 3-year-old child fatally shot a relative this morning after getting hold of a gun. That shooting happened at a home on Terra and Trace around 7 this morning. Police say the shooting appears to have been an accident. The victim's name has not been released, and authorities have not said how he was related to the child. Main Street Anniston has received $750,000 through the Paul Brune Historic Reservation Grant Program of the National Park Service. These funds will be distributed to eligible businesses by the Anniston Downtown Development Authority. The money can be used for major restoration projects and efforts to bring historic properties up to safety codes. Carla Eden, the executive director of Main Street Anniston, says the grant is a turning point for downtown that will increase the number of available spaces and lower the entry barrier for entrepreneurs. She says the investment makes property renovations more accessible and will accelerate revitalization efforts. Wes Couch, the chairman of the Downtown Development Authority, says the program honors the city's history and builds a stronger foundation for its growth. Eden says many of the details of this grant program are still being worked out by the authority, but they know it will focus on properties within the downtown and West 15th Street business districts. Examples of eligible uses for this grant money include rehabilitation of historic buildings and code compliance upgrades such as sprinkler systems and other safety improvements. She says grant applications are not yet available and more guidelines, timelines, and application materials will be released soon. JSU Band Director Dr. Ken Bodiford, who's led the Marching Southerners of Jack State to parades and pageants around the world for more than 30 years, has announced his retirement. University officials said this weekend that he will retire at the end of the current season, effective January 1st. When Bodiford started his job in 1994, he took over a program of about 120 members and guided it through 3 decades of steady growth and innovation. Today, the Marching Southerners have grown to more than 500 members, making them one of the largest collegiate marching ensembles in the nation. Under Bodiford's direction, the Marching Southerners have performed in major venues around the world, including London's New Year's Day Parade in 2012 as part of Queen Elizabeth II's Diamond Jubilee celebration, the 75th anniversary commemoration of Pearl Harbor in Hawaii in 2016, at the Vatican for World Peace Day in 2019, and commemorations across Normandy, France for the 80th anniversary of D-Day in June of 2024. The Southerners were given the prestigious Sudler Trophy in 2022, the smallest university ever to receive that honor. The Marching Southerners have been invited to perform in the 138th Rose Parade on January 1st, 2027. When we come back, a local radio station celebrates a broadcast milestone.
Are you game day ready? WM Grocery has everything you need to fire up the grill. Hot dogs, brats, sausage, ribs, juicy steaks, fresh ground beef, and chicken. Plus, all the grill accessories you need to make your tailgate a success. Wherever you're tailgating, stop by and see us in Heflin, Wadowee, Roanoke, and Piedmont. WM Grocery, where game day begins.
Hi, Hi, I'm Mary Beth from CARES Direct Primary Care. Do you want convenient 24/7 access to health care? We are available in person, by text, phone, and video visit. Sooner or later, we all get sick. A quick trip to an ER or urgent care can quickly add up to more than the cost of 1 year's membership of Direct Primary Care. If you have a high deductible, you can quickly burn through that before your insurance activates. Join CARES DPC today.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Oxford Lumber. Come visit us at any one of our 5 locations in Oxford, Roanoke, Talladega, Jacksonville, and Lincoln.
If you turned on a radio in East Alabama 50 years ago today, you heard a brand new sound in local broadcasting. College radio came to Jacksonville State University in the form of a 10-watt transmitter with an antenna on top of the Houston Cole Library. WLJS, also known as 92J, began broadcasting at noon on September 29, 1975, from a studio in the basement of Bibb Graves Hall. The late Dr. Ernest Stone, then president of JSU, officially cut the ribbon and began the broadcast.
Thank you, Mike. I'm pleased to cut this ribbon, signifying the beginning of this historic occasion when we here on the campus of JSU have this fine radio station.
The station then played its first song, Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven. Today at noon, the station's first station manager, Mike Sandifer, and other alumni from the past 50 years were back at the station to play Stairway to Heaven again and to share memories of their experiences at 92J throughout the decades.
It's almost like a dream. You didn't think about it 50 years ago when you put it on the air, and here we are 50 years later, this great radio station still running, representing Jacksonville State and all of Northeast Alabama. So I'm so proud of where it's gone from 50 years ago in 75 till today.
Sandifer says putting WLJS on the air was a student-led project, with the university administration helping out when needed. Over the past year, he's been going back to his fellow radio alumni in an effort to continue helping the station they created.
We wanted to raise some money to help the radio station. It's been on the air 50 years, so we came up with the idea, sat down with folks, and we decided to call it 50K for 50 years. We needed money to buy probably a new transmitter for our transmitter site up on Chimney Peak. We need a new board here in the studio and a lot of related equipment, just so we're teaching the students, particularly with the studio equipment, some of the best equipment is there, not something they're seeing from dark ages years ago.
The station's current program director, Jaden Gainey, says his staff appreciates the alumni efforts to modernize the station's equipment. But he says the most important feature of the station is the same as it was in 1975, and that's the students who put their shows on the air.
I've been very proud about the students who've come in, especially in the summer and now in the fall. As a student myself, I know it's kind of hard to get going and kind of try to produce your own radio shows, but I've been very happy with how they've been doing it. We've had a lot of good shows. I think that if you listen to the station, you would think these guys have been doing it for a while, but some of them have only been doing it for 3 or 4 weeks, and it's been really refreshing to see, and it's made my job a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
Several drug trafficking arrests in recent weeks have put a number of suspects behind bars. That story and more when we return.
This spring and summer, get it done right with Oxford Lumber, your hometown partner for projects big or small. From refreshing your garden to upgrading your outdoor space, we've got everything you need. Check out our full garden center and gear up on our Stihl showroom, chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Ready to grill? We've got Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone to fire up the fun. Since 1985, Oxford Lumber has been built on tradition and focused on you. Visit us today at any of our 5 locations: Oxford, Roanoke, Talladega, Jacksonville, and Lincoln. Oxford Lumber, where you're treated like family. Summer is heating up, and so are the savings at Buster Miles Kia. Right now, get sizzling deals on the hottest 2025 models. Up to $3,500 off the Kia Sportage. Up to $3,700 off the bold Kia Telluride. Up to $4,500 off the versatile 2025 Kia Sorento. No dealer addendums and no surprise add-ons. And you get the best price the first time, every time. Plus, a lifetime powertrain warranty on all new vehicles when you finance with us. Don't miss the hot summer savings at Buster Miles Kia, Highway 21 in Anniston.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Waldrop Metal Buildings, custom metal buildings built right here in Anniston.
The Talladega County Drug and Violent Crime Task Force has arrested 4 suspects on charges of drug trafficking and other crimes. The Talladega County Sheriff's Office identifies the 4 as Robert Allen Fulmer of Sylacauga, Brittany Shanta Martin of Centerpoint, Eric Ryan Rayfield of Sylacauga, and Letitia Danielle Thornberry of Sylacauga. Bond for Fulmer was set at $37,000. Martin's bond is $60,000, Rayfield's bail is $46,000, and Thornberry's bond is $36,000, according to court records. Officials say their investigation into this case is continuing. Today was the first day of service for Anniston's new garbage collection contractor, and residents are being asked to make sure they have the right containers ready to be emptied. City officials say most of the old blue trash cans owned by Republic Services should have already been collected. People whose cans have not been removed yet are asked to leave them empty on the curb because Republic still has until tomorrow to finish that collection. New service from 121 Disposal began today, so residents should be putting their trash in their new gray containers from now on. People who've not yet received one of the new cans are asked to call the City of Anniston's Finance Department and verify the status of their accounts at 256-231-7716 or 256-231-7718. The weekly garbage collection schedule will remain the same throughout the city. John Holder standing by in the Pool Doctor Weather Center with a look at the forecast for the week ahead.
Mike, the week ahead promises more of the same. Very warm temperatures in the afternoons, cool mornings, and then we've got no chance of rain in the forecast. We'll detail the 7-day forecast for all of East Alabama next.
Big dreams deserve a strong foundation. Whether you're starting a business, building a backyard shop, or just need more space, Waldrop Metal Buildings is ready to help. Every project is built to fit your vision, your style, and your budget. Let's bring that dream to life. Call Waldrop today.
Get up to 70% off on items throughout the store this weekend with Miller Outdoor Living and Decor's Christmas Open House and Fall Clearance Sale. Visit their year-round Christmas room and save 30% on Christmas trees, decorations, and more. Get 40% off all fall merchandise with even bigger discounts on select indoor and outdoor decor. Join them Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for refreshments, door prizes, and deep discounts at Miller Outdoor Living and Decor, Highway 431 in Sachs.
EAN News would like to thank all our commercial sponsors. Go check out our sponsors' links in the description below. This segment of EAN Local Weather is brought to you by Pool Doctor Custom Pools in Jacksonville. Personal, professional, quality.
Quintard Avenue at Anniston, the EAN weather cam. Plenty of blue sky and sunshine today across East Alabama. Certainly dry once again, and that means temperatures remaining well above the average. We're almost at the end of September, and it still feels like June across East Alabama. Here in the Pool Doctor Weather Center, 87 for the high today, a good 5 degrees above the average, 64 for the low this morning. Again, that's above average as well, and these numbers are going to continue for the next 3 or 4 days at least. Coming up tonight across the region, it is going to be a fantastic night. Beautiful evening out there. We've got clear skies, just about totally clear tonight. 0 chance of rain. The low tonight, a very pleasant 63 degrees. Coming up tomorrow, more of the same. Plenty of sunshine and blue sky and warm temperatures. 9 a.m. tomorrow, we're sitting at 72. 80 by the lunchtime hour tomorrow, and then tomorrow afternoon again very summer-like across the region as we'll be sitting at 85 degrees at 3 o'clock tomorrow when you get out of school and maybe head home early from work. on your Tuesday afternoon. Here's the 7-day forecast for all of East Alabama. No rain, zeros across the board, plenty of sunshine, no chance of rain. Highs are going to be in the 80s. I think we're done with the 90s for this year, but we're not done with the 80s at all. 80s across the board. Nighttime lows mainly in the 60s, but we've got a couple of mornings where we've got some cooler air coming in. Friday morning will be the cool morning at 56. Saturday morning will be another relatively cool morning at 58 degrees, but we're back in the 60s for the back half of the weekend. So our forecast on average for the next 7 days is going to be low 80s, low 60s. That's the forecast with no chance of rain in the forecast. This time of year, about the only relief we see is from the tropics. We were kind of hopeful this time last week that we were going to see something from the tropics that might throw some moisture our way, and we were focusing on Imelda, but that's not going to happen. Imelda came off the coast of Cuba up into the Bahamas, and now it's going to take a sharp right-hand turn. A very unusual pattern here. We thought this might come up into the Carolinas, might throw some moisture back over to us in Alabama. That did not happen. It's going to be a hurricane, but it's going out to sea, as they say. In the hurricane business, they call this a fish, because the only people it's going to affect, well, not people, the only thing it's going to affect is going to be fish out in the Atlantic. So again, nothing coming from the tropics to help with our rainfall deficit across East Alabama. I'll be back here tomorrow morning, bright and early at 6 a.m. with your Tuesday weather at a glance. We've got sports coming up next. Colby Amos is after the break.
At Pool Doctor Custom Pools in Jacksonville, we believe a great pool is where the best memories are made. Family cookouts, sunny afternoons, kids laughing and splashing, it all starts with a pool that's clean, clear, and ready for fun. That's where we come in. From trusted Pentair products to the cutting-edge BeatBot cleaners, plus top quality chemicals and fun accessories, we've got everything you need to keep your pool perfect. Visit Pool Doctor today, where pool care meets family care.
This segment of EAN Local Sports is brought to you by Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Agent. Insure what counts.
It was another busy Friday night under the lights, with several East Alabama teams putting on a strong performance in region play. We start with Alexandria, where the Valley Cubs rolled to a convincing win over Sardis. Alexandria controlled the game on both sides of the ball, cruising to a 51-13 victory. The win adds another mark in the win column as the Cubs continue to push through region competition. Over in Ohatchee, the Indians made a statement on their home field. Ohatchee came out fast and never looked back, defeating Donahoe 42-6. A balanced attack on offense and a solid defensive effort gave the Indians a comfortable win. And down in Winterboro, the Bulldogs picked up a hard-fought win against Weaver. Winterboro pulled away late, finishing the game with a 31-20 victory. For Weaver, it was another tough test as they looked through regrouping and moving forward in region play. Three big results across the area, with Alexandria, Ohatchee, and Winterboro all picking up important wins this past week. With Weaver struggling the last 2 weeks facing losses, a bright side has come with head coach Ken Kofer being back on the sidelines after serving a short leave. Kofer acknowledged a verbal exchange with a parent at a middle school game that led to him being placed on administrative leave. He served 3 days unpaid, but will now return this week as Weaver looks to move forward. So, while Alexandria, Ohatchee, and Winterboro celebrated wins this past week, Weaver's focus now turns to getting back on track with Coach Kofer back on the helm. That's going to be all that we have for sports today. Mike will be right back with you after the break.
In every small town, it's the people, the places, and the connections that make life special. Protecting what matters most takes care. At Judd Edwards State Farm, we bring that care to every home and family, helping you feel confident about the future. Judd Edwards State Farm, small town heart, big city care.
Thank you for watching East Alabama Now Local News. We appreciate all of your support. Please like and subscribe to see more local news for your area. We'll see you back here Tuesday for your news on your schedule.